in Hampton, Virginia, Bruin Park. It is Tuesday afternoon baseball on LSC, your local sports channel. Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello, guys. Mike Hauser along with Mr. Paul Rowe here at Bethel High School as the Hampton Crabbers come in to take on the host Bruins of Bethel. And I tell you what a nice day it is out here today. It's a little on the sunshiny and a little windy, but this is definitely baseball weather.
I'd say it's a lot windy, not a little windy. It's a lot windy at this game today, Mike.
We got to hold on to the papers up here today. As we get ready to get started here, our umpires today for the game behind the plate is Mr. Howard Smith, and down at first base, and he'll be covering the bases today, George Barbie. Those are the umpires for today's game as the Bethel Bruins take the field, as they are the home team here.
And Mike, I've always been curious about that, and you bring that up, and I'll just go ahead and ask you right here on the air. You just said that the Bethel Bruins are taking field. My question is, where are they taking the field?
Wherever they want to, I guess.
And Mike, you're going to have to give the lineup because I cannot see the boards today.
All right, the Hampton starting lineups. The pitcher, number one, actually the second baseman, Corey Cannell. He'll be followed by the pitcher, Steve Hucks. Then comes shortstop Cody Seals, the right fielder, Jordan Edgar. Third baseman is Patrick Kyle. And the catcher is John Jakowski. And the first baseman is Kevin Matthews. And then the left fielder is Terrell Vaughn, but he will be DH today by Anfinio. How do you pronounce his last name?
Well, we've had different reports. Anfioni is the way that Mr. Mitchell calls him and his assistant coach, so we'll go with Anfioni.
All right. And Delos Santos. C.J. Graves will clean it up there in the number 9 spot as he will be in the center field position for the Crabbers. Those are your starters for Hampton in today's contest.
And for those of you watching in color TV, the Hampton Crabbers will be in the black jerseys with the gray pants with the red stripes. Bethel will be in their usual green and yellow, along with the gray pants with the green and yellow stripes.
Okay, I'm going to bite.
All right.
Andy wants to know what happens if it's in black and white.
Well, then you'll just have to know that the first team on the field was Bethel, the second one was Hampton, and you'll just have to keep track of them throughout the game, and I'm sure they can do that without a problem. It's a great day, like Mike said, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, it is very, very warm. It's just a lot windy, so please bear with us here as we lose all of our information in front of us as the wind blows by. But we'll start it here, and Mike's going to take you through this game. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, my partner, Mike Hauser.
The starting pitcher for the Bethel Bruins today is Dakari Cook. Back behind the plate is Mickey Ortiz. So we will get going here to start this one off.
And you're looking at Dakari Cook on the mound right there, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a lot to tell you about that young player. He is a great kid, and I'll give you some information on him as this game goes on.
Corey Cannell, the leadoff batter for the Crabbers. A little pop fly to the shortstop will make the play for the first out.
I've got to say here, Mike, that's one of the few times that Cody Cannell has made an out here recently. If you notice the paper this morning, I'm not exactly sure of the stats, but I was talking to Coach Mitchell. Cody Cannell's been about 11 for 14 in the last few games. He has been one of the hottest hitters on this Hampton team. So that's a rarity right there to see him make an out.
And the next batter for the Crabbers is their starting pitcher, number 10, Steve Hucks. Right-handed batter. Pitches in the dirt.
Steve Huck's a big boy, good pitcher. He'll be pitching for the Crabbers today. He's hitting at a robust .420 for the Crabbers. Crabbers with a lot of good young hitters on this team.
2-0 is the count. Pitches up high. It's 3-0 now. Looks like the Bruins have a new scoreboard out there. I don't believe I saw that one last year.
Oh, yes.
Is that the same one?
I think it is, Mike. They moved it from course.
That one's in the dirt, ball 4, as Hucks will reach with a base on balls.
Used to have it over in right field, I believe, or center.
No, that's where it's always been.
Has it always been there?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's different is where we're sitting. Used to be right in the middle of the backstop, right behind home plate. Now we're set off to the left.
Maybe that's what it is.
So Hucks reaches with a base on ball. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Cody Seals, for the Crabbers, number 8. Odie Seals, one of their mainstays here for the Crabbers for the last few years over there at shortstop.
Good young player. Smooth shortstop. Does a fine job on defense. Hits at about a .415 clip, too, Mike, so he's not slack when it comes to offense.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Ball's hit right to the third baseman. Good shot for a double play. I believe he was off the bag. He was.
He was. It was a great play by the Bethel third baseman down there, and that was Luis Perez as he just swallowed that ball up, made the forced play at second base, but the relay pulled the first baseman off a little bit, so he'll be safe on that one.
The Seals is at first base with a fielder's choice. That brings up Jordan Edgar, the right fielder for the Crabbers.
And we know this young man, don't we?
Yep. Where's Daddy at?
He'll be here shortly. Along with Olivia.
I guess he's out lawyering. Lawyering, yeah.
Lawyering?
Not loitering. He's a lawyer, guys. I'll spit it out.
You know, I get amazed because I taught Jordan in 6th grade at Jones Magnet Middle School, and you look at him now, and he's about 6'1". He's a good solid 190.
He's grown
he was just
inches.
he was just a little skinny little thing when I had him in 6th grade. He has really grown.
What is he, a junior this year?
I think so.
Ground ball to the shortstop, and the play over to second. That's going to end it here in the top of the first for the Crabbers. No hits, no errors, and one left on for the Crabbers.
Well, that will give the Crabbers no runs in the top of the first, and it'll bring up the Bethel Bruins. And ladies and gentlemen, you're watching today's game on LSC. It is May the 3rd, 2011. May the 3rd, Mike. You heard me say that, May the 3rd. Mm-hmm. We are getting on along into the year. I can tell you that right now. Most of these young kids are probably happy about that. Of course, they enjoy playing ball, but they also realize that school's beginning to wind down. Education is very important, and they are getting ready to take their final exams and get their grades ready to move on to the next grade level, whether that is going to be in high school or, of course, for many of these seniors, on to secondary education. So it's an exciting time right now in the Hampton City school system. And here comes one of the balls right back to us. Whoop.
Oh, it did come through.
Yeah.
We'll get the starting lineups for the Bethel Bruins in their batting order here. Just as soon as we get Andy to put them up on the screen, we'll call them out.
You can hear the wind blowing by here in this game.
There's your starters for the Bethel Bruins. Again, the pitcher, Dakari Cook. Second baseman is Ryan Huey. Third baseman is Luis Perez. The shortstop is Connor Henderson, and the catcher is Mickey Ortiz. The designated hitter for Ortiz is Andrew Miller. First baseman is Tyler Jordan. The right fielder is Nate Hudgens. The left fielder is Ramel Reynolds, and the center fielder is Josh Lavender. That's your batting order for the Bethel Bruins.
You can see that.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of sun coming right through there just blocks that from my view, so thank you. Appreciate it.
Again, the battery now for the Hampton Crabbers. The pitcher, again, is Steve Hooks, and the catcher is John Jakowski.
And battery, folks, is the pitcher and catcher. It's not an electrical device that gets things started here in this sense of the word. And I know Andy in the truck is going, why is he talking about batteries out there? We're in a baseball game.
All right, Dakari Cook, the pitcher for the Bruins, is up, and he will lead it off here for the Bruins. No score, bottom of the first. And he puts down an absolutely perfect bunt, and it wasn't even close. So Cook will get a base hit bunt. So that looks like a line drive in the book all the way, right?
Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. And Dakari Cook is so quick out of the box that first step. He was already basically 2 or 3 steps down the line before that ball even hit the ground. Just an excellent play on Dakari Cook's part.
Ryan Huey, the second baseman for the Bruins, now batting. Squares around and pulls it back right as the ball coming across the plate. Ball 1.
Well, there's no question that the young man on the mound, Steve Hux, is one of the better pitchers in the district, and there are many of them this year, and Bethel realizes that, and they're trying to get to him early by getting runners on base just by putting the ball in play. They're not going to worry about trying to get the long hits or the base hits. They'll get the bunts down, move the runners along, force Hampton to make some mistakes. Kind of sounds like Danny Mitchell balls, doesn't it?
Yep. Pulls it back again. This time he gets the call strike. 1-1.
Hampton third baseman down there is Patrick Kyle. He's sneaking in. He's on the grass. He keeps creeping and creeping, figuring there's going to be a bunt. He's starting to come again. A lot of cat and mouse here, guys. A lot of cat and mouse.
Early,
too. He does. 1-1. I say he's going to bunt again. Give it a try. Why not?
Got a lot of speed out there on first right now. He does bunt the ball down to first base line, and it goes foul.
Got to grab that one quick.
Huey will come back and try again.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes is the count.
Now, when Huey laid that down, that bunt had a chance of being fair. Now, I'm not picking on anybody, but I know John Jakowski, the catcher, he's got to grab that thing as soon as it's foul to make sure it stays foul and doesn't come back into fair territory. That ball could have been trouble.
And that's the result of speed
Oh,
and
my
all
goodness.
the way to third.
Kari Cook, ladies and gentlemen, on an attempted pickoff at first base. The ball gets by the first baseman, Kevin Matthews. It sails over to the fence in foul territory. And Dakari Cook, using that quickness of his, is standing up on third base now with nobody out.
Now, do you give the error to the pitcher or do you give the error to first baseman? Because I couldn't tell.
I had this 2x4 right in my way, or actually 4x4. Nice play. Nice play by the pitcher, Hucks, to keep the runner Dakari at third base on that high hopper. With his speed, there's a chance he could have come in on that one.
Yep.
So that was a good play.
Now, with Cook all the way over at third base, Huey grounding out to the pitcher. Now that's going to bring up Louis Perez, the third baseman for the Bruins. There's 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning.
Perez leads the team in RBIs, so he's a threat to bring this run in. He's got 17 RBIs on the year, hitting a robust .386, and he's got a .682 slugging, Mike. So if he gets hold of something, he can put it in the outfield. That's all they need right now to get Dakari in with his speed.
Good block back here.
Kowski did a good job on that, preventing the run from coming in. That ball gets by, we're going to have a lot of dust stirred up here at home plate, I can tell you that.
That was another good curveball in the dirt. Perez went after that one.
That one got away from the catcher, but it didn't bounce far enough. Dakari hopped around down there at third, but stayed put, which was a smart thing to do.
2-1 is the count. 1 down here in the bottom of the first. Dakari Cook down at third base for the Bruins in scoring position.
We are at Bethel High School, May the 3rd, 2011, ladies and gentlemen, bringing you Tuesday afternoon baseball.
Another curveball that I thought was a bit low, but he got the call. 2-2.
A bit low, too, myself, actually.
Ball to strike.
That's okay. He's the one controlling the game. That is the call.
That one's fouled straight back here, and for you folks that haven't been around here for a few years with this new middle school back here, they now have a road running from Big Bethel Road on the left-hand side of the school, goes all the way back behind the baseball field. So instead of the woods back there like we used to over the past few years, they got a road back there now.
Stay down.
Nice block. That'll fill up the count 3-2.
And the road leads to a what?
Leads to the new middle school back here.
I believe that's Phoenix. Is that correct?
To be honest with you, I'm not real sure.
Should know.
Uh-oh, a line shot to right field. That will be deep enough to score Cook from third. So Perez will pick up an RBI as Cook will come in to score.
Louis Perez with his 18th RBI of the year as he lines that shot into right field, bringing in Dakari Cook from third. And, Mike, that was a hard, solid shot, but right fielder didn't have to move much at all, maybe one step to take that one in, and had no chance at all with the speed of Dakari Cook.
2 down now and nobody on. It brings up the shortstop, Connor Henderson, for the Bruins. Curveball low in the dirt.
Connor Henderson batting cleanup, hitting .409. Drives in a lot of runs, scores a lot of runs, plays a good defense at shortstop, one of the mainstays here for the Bethel Bruins. Big bat in the middle. There it is.
Long fly ball just shy of the fence. Stand-up double for Henderson.
And that was a shot, Mike. If they show replay, if they don't, it doesn't matter. But he loaded up on that one. He cocked back on that, and that pitch was right there in his wheelhouse. You can see this. Watch him cock on this thing, just rip. I mean, good, short, smooth stroke. Got right behind the ball and drove it right into the gap. That's one of the prettiest hits you're going to see from any ball player.
Andrew Miller, the designated hitter, number 20 for the Bruins, now bats.
Now, one of the interesting things about this batter is his first name is Andrew, just like that guy that works for us in the truck.
What's so unusual?
Same first name, Andrew.
So?
I just thought that was kind of cool.
Oh.
This guy plays better baseball.
Well, yeah, you got that right about being unusual, I'll tell you. Doesn't get to strike on that one. His ball's a little bit low. It's a pretty good-sized young man batting right now for the Bruins.
Yes, he is. Want to make sure you don't put something in his wheelhouse because he'll turn on that thing and put it out there somewhere.
Out that one right back here.
You should have got that.
Well, I
Coming
can't.
right at you.
I can't reach it. Can you reach it?
I could.
When?
With my crutches.
No, I doubt that either. 1-1 is the count. 2 down here. Down at second base is Connor Henderson. His curveball a little bit low and outside.
Nice pitch, though.
Yeah, it was.
Really nice pitch. I like it.
Miller was almost ready to go after that one.
I probably would have, but then again, I was never much of a hitter at all.
There's a ground ball in the hole.
Let's see if, yep, they're going to send
Henderson around third base will come in to score. Miller will get a single and an RBI out of it.
Well, Andrew Miller, number 20, the designated hitter, batting out of the number 5 slot, gets the pitch he's looking for. He hits that one right in the hole between third base and shortstop. It rolls into left field, easily allowing Connor Henderson to come in and score from second base.
Before Tyler Jordan, now the first baseman for the Bruins, batting. That's a nice curveball in there for a strike.
That's a curveball he wanted the last time when he just missed.
Yeah. Ball's in the dirt, gets way down the third baseline. Hucks will have to go over and pick the ball up, and advancing to second is Miller on the play.
Ball hit the dirt in front of Jakowski, bounced over toward third. He never knew where it was. Hucks had to come get that one.
2-0 now. The Bruins out in front, bottom of the first inning. 2 down. 1-1 is the count. Tyler Jordan is the batter, and there's a fly ball down the left field line, and it will curve foul and go out of play.
Jordan kind of got that one down on the handle. You could hear the hollow on that one. He's probably wishing I just could have waited a half a second more and hit that one. He'd have got it further up on the barrel. He could have driven that one in the left down the line for a double. Or he could have popped out, I guess. You never know.
That one's fouled off his foot.
Really strange looking over there to the left every
Isn't
time
it?
I turn and seeing that road.
We've always been used to seeing nothing but woods there.
And all sorts of stuff, but not a road. Just can't get used to that.
At least they got a fence on that side of the road, so it'll help stop some of those balls from going out.
That's true.
Pitches high and outside. That'll even it up 2-2. 2 down here in the bottom of the
2-2. You know what that is, don't you, Mike?
2.
That's the ballerina count.
2-2. Bottom of the first inning. Bethel out in front 2-0. Another ground ball down third baseline, foul.
No, he's got about 2 or 3 pitches now that he has hit down toward the bottom of the bat. He's getting way out in front on it. A little bit of a timing adjustment on his part, and Tyler's going to be able to hit one up the middle. Of course, if Hux can speed it up enough, he's going to get him to swing right by it.
That was fouled back out of play. I tell you what, he's battling up there too. He's hanging in there. That's about 4. That's about 4 or 5
foul balls there.
Yeah.
Tough little batter, this Tyler Jordan.
Come on, Hawks, win the battle right here. Come on. Come now, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC Tuesday afternoon varsity baseball from Bethel High School's Bruin Field, May the 3rd, 2011.
And there's a ground
look
ball
at this.
through the right side hole between the first base and the second baseman. And coming around to score, Andrew Miller, as Tyler Jordan will pick up a base hit and an RBI.
What a good at-bat, Mike, for the
Yeah, it
young
was.
kid, Tyler Jordan, as he just fouled pitch after pitch after pitch off and stayed in there and finally got the pitch he could handle, and he took it the other way. That was the important thing. He took it the other way right through the hole between first and second.
Nate
Driving in the run.
Nate Hudgens is the batter now. He is the Bruins right fielder. Fly ball to dead center field.
Look at the wind.
Wind just moving that
Oh,
ball
my
all over the
goodness.
place. But the catch is made in short center field, and that will be the third out of the inning.
C.J. Graves started out going back about 2 steps. It was kind of funny, ladies and gentlemen, because his wind is really swirling up there, obviously. He went back about 2 or 3 steps, and all of a sudden he started going to what is, from our screen, if you're looking at it out there, he started going to the left, and then he started backing up, and then he circled and came in before he finally catches the ball. That wind really played with it out there.
So for the Bruins in the bottom of the first inning, 3 runs, 4 hits, no Crabber errors, and there was 1 left on. So at the end of 1 complete inning, it is the Bethel Bruins 3 and the Hampton Crabbers nothing.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Tuesday afternoon varsity baseball from Bethel High School, May the 3rd, 2011. I'm Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser, bringing you sports on LSC, your local sports channel. Baseball season is here. I wish the wind would stop blowing, but baseball season's here.
Almost over with. As far as the high school is concerned, what do they got? About a week and a half?
We're about halfway, a little over halfway through.
Say they only have a couple more weeks left.
Yeah, they got about, don't they have like 6 games, 7 games? I thought we just started the second half last week. I might be wrong. Might be closer to 6 games left.
No, Woodside has played. I think the majority of the teams have played 13 games out of the 18 regular season games.
So maybe just 5.
I know Woodside's on a burn right now. They've 11 in a row after losing the first 2. And right now, I believe they've got at least a 2-game lead over everybody in the district.
That's correct. That is
including the so-called powerhouses at Mitchell and Warwick. So Woodside is the team to beat now in the district as they've really gotten hot. Patrick Kyle, the third baseman, number 18 for the Crabbers, will lead it off here in the top of the second inning. Little looping fly ball to center field. Back to make the catch. And the first out.
Little looping fly ball, which could turn into a
with this win, absolutely.
I have to watch that.
And we watched that a little while ago on that third out fly ball that ended up being caught maybe 30 feet from the the infield. John Jakowski, the catcher for the Crabbers, now will come to bat with one out here.
Nice young man here, John Jakowski. Very nice young man. I had the pleasure of knowing him. Batting .280. He's got a 3.3 GPA. Very smart young man. Very polite. Very intelligent. Very nice.
There's a line shot to right field, and right fielder took about 2 steps and makes the catch. It goes as a L9.
It's almost the kind of hit, though, a right fielder or left fielder hates to take when it comes almost straight at you, because that thing can wind on you either way and sink all of a sudden. Watch this thing. He just lines that shot right out there, and you can see it coming at you. It's like, well, okay.
First baseman Kevin Matthews now bats for the Crabbers. In the dirt, 1-0 is the count.
Kevin Matthews, another one of my former students growing up here. I'll tell you, so many of these young kids go through our system, and you see them play, and you're just so proud of what they've done and what they're doing. You know, Kevin, another great kid. He's an excellent student. I used to joke him in 6th grade about playing baseball. I said, when are you going to learn to hit? He said, I know how to hit.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down here in the top of the second. Oh, nice curveball. Almost had him going after it. That ball just dipped right straight to the ground, didn't it?
It did. That's one, if you swing at that one, you're going, why did I do that?
Well, if you're swinging at that one, you're running to first, because there's no way the catcher going to catch that one.
That's true.
That was fouled off to the right, out of play, back behind the home side dugout here at Bethel High School towards the area of the track. And look at that. They're out there watering dirt.
I'm sure there's a reason.
There's a fly ball to right field. Right fielder coming on hard. Can't make the play. Matthews will get on with a base hit.
Well, there you go. Kevin Matthews gets a single for his old teacher up here in the booth. Thank you, Kevin.
Matthews now at first base. That's going to bring up the designated hitter.
Kevin, here's your hit on a replay, bud. Good swing. That ball went down quickly. The right fielder had a good chance at it, but just couldn't catch up with it because you put the right amount of English on it, buddy.
De Los Santos is the batter, number 2. And Finio.
Well, you know what happened just now? Pencil run out of pen.
It's called lead.
Yeah, that too. I'm going to have to use your
use
marker.
You're going to have to use my backup here?
Yes, I am. Well, somebody left a magic marker over here for me.
No.
I thought that was you.
Nope, I got my backup, the one you used the other day.
Well, there you go. Thank you, sir.
What am I going to do without you?
I don't know. What are you going to do with that?
Ground ball to third base. Over to first base for the out, as the Crabbers will end the inning. 5-3 if you're scoring it. That's the third out.
What is it if you're not scoring it? Could it be 3-5?
It could be whatever you want.
All right.
How about that? No hits.
Andy wants to know if score's 5-3.
I heard. No hits, no runs, no errors, and there was 1 left on again for the Crabbers. So after an inning and a half, it's still the Bethel Bruins 3 and the Hampton Crabbers nothing.
And here's the last out of that inning. Nice ground ball to Perez over at first. Good gun, fires it over for the out. He plays a nice tight third base over there. I like the way he plays that. Beautiful, beautiful day here at Bethel High School's Bruin Field, May the 3rd, 2011. LSC, local sports channel, bringing you high school baseball. We cover sports all around the city of Hampton's high schools, ladies and gentlemen. We cover Hampton High School, Bethel High School, Phoebus High School, and Kickotan High School. We cover the sports. We show it to you. We show you the football games during the fall, the baseball games, the softball games, basketball games, and anything else. And please don't forget all the other sports that we bring you on LSC, along with our great little sports broadcast with Bob Hintz, as we interview past athletes and others around the community about sports throughout the years in the city of Hampton's high schools.
Okay, leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Bruins is Ramel Reynolds, the left fielder, number 3. His first time up at bat here in the bottom of the second inning.
Is it just me, or does Bethel seem to have a lot of tall baseball players?
Yeah, they got a lot of tall players.
Or am I just getting small?
That's what happens when you get old. You know, you start shrinking.
I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to get old.
You want me to tell you?
Take that steak back out of my back.
Pitch is high. 3-0 now the count. 3 straight pitches now on,
You're mean.
on the high side. No, not
You're
me.
mean.
And just a bit inside. So Reynolds gets on by way of a base on balls. Leadoff batter now on for the Bruins. Josh Lavender, the center fielder, number 6.
In just a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen, the leadoff batter for the Bethel Bruins, the number 1 batter, Dakari Cook, is going to be up. And when he is, going to give you a little bit of information about this young man, some interesting things about him that I think need to be passed on to you.
Oops. Squared around a bunt, and he got back.
Nice quick play by Hucks as he fields that little pop fly bunt and real quickly fires it to first base, almost catching Ramel Reynolds. Watch him field this thing. He comes in, the bunt's up, Hucks gets it, fires quickly. I mean, you can't get much quicker than that. But fortunately, Ramel Reynolds was able to get back in.
Reynolds did a good job recognizing that fact, too, real fast.
Yes, he did.
Dakari Cook now the batter.
Now, if Dakari gives us enough chance, I got to tell you about this young man here, Mike.
He singled back in the first inning and scored.
He did.
Had a couple of stolen bases.
But you know what? This young man is the valedictorian of Bethel High School. You're looking at a 4.25 GPA valedictorian batter here who is going to West Point when he graduates this year. You talk about the ultimate student athlete as he pops out here. Dakari Cook is it. Here he is, leadoff batter, 4.2 GPA, valedictorian of his class, and he is getting a ride to West Point. I mean, you can't do much better than that. That is a wonderful thing, and his parents and family and friends should be very proud of him. He should be very proud of himself for the hard work he's done to accomplish this feat. I think it's fabulous, and here he is, just on top of that, a great athlete as well. Oh.
That was close.
That was very close.
The next batter, Ryan Huey, he grounded out back to the pitcher back in the first inning. 0 for 1 so far here in the game. Still 3-0. Bethel out in front of the Crabbers.
Anytime we get a chance to highlight our student athletes who truly do a wonderful job.
Oh, he gets them.
Ooh. Sorry to stop that, but they. That was interesting. Maybe that was a. It was a pickoff. It was a pickoff.
So that ends the bottom of the second inning for the Bruins. No hits, no runs, no errors, and there was none left on.
None left on. Almost was.
Yeah. So after 2 complete is the Bethel Bruins 3 and the Hampton Crabbers nothing.
Anyway, back to Dakari Cook and student athletes. Anytime we can highlight athletes who do very well in the field, we like to do that. And Dakari has just obviously done that with a great passion in his schoolwork and his sports play here at Bethel High School. I mean, to be the valedictorian takes a lot of work and a lot of effort, and that's just... couple that with playing sports, that's tough to do.
Dakari Cook is the pitcher, number 2.
You can see him on the mound, and you can see him at the plate. And there's one of our cameramen, I believe. I'm trying to see from here. Is it Steve out in center field? Steve, we've got a great crew with us here today, ladies and gentlemen. On our cameras, we have Susan Bowers, Gene Wheeler, and Steve Fire, the one you just saw in center field. Our graphics and animation and conversationalist from the truck is Andy Foley. The slow motion instant replay is the birthday girl last week, Krista Campbell. Our camera control operator, Renee Camden, the chief engineer. As always, the man, Don Sherhouse, and our big man, the boss, Well, the one that sets it all together and gets it going, the director, the producer, Scotty Bowers. And, of course, I'm Mike Hauser, and the man next to me is Paul Rowe.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, he liked that.
Nice base hit that time. Started off here as C.J. Graves, the center fielder for the Bruins.
Mike's always wanted to be as good looking as I was. But...
Lord have mercy.
Exactly.
It's going to bring up Corey Cannell. Second baseman. He popped out to the shortstop to open up the game back in the first. By the way, Graves' base hit is the first hit for the Crabbers in the game.
Second hit. Kevin Matthews got one in the last inning. Blooper in the
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'm sticking up for you, Kevin. Sticking up for you, Bubba.
That looks like a pretty pitch. Yeah, he called a strike.
I wish I had read the story totally in the newspaper today about this young man, Cody Cannell. It's my understanding that Danny wasn't quite sure that, didn't know the kid was hitting this well, and all of a sudden he's put him in the leadoff spot and he's just blossomed.
Corey Cannell.
It says Cody here.
Corey.
Danny has Cody.
Cody Seals. It should be Corey.
Cody Cannell.
Oh. Got him stuck in a rundown and gets thrown out at second base. Graves gets thrown out trying to go to second.
So it's either Cody Cannell or Corey Cannell, one or the other, right?
It's Corey Cannell, because
okay.
I got that already.
All right, because I've got Cody on 2 pages. But it is Cody Seals, right? Not Corey Seals. So you've got Cody Cannell, too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I think it's Cody. Yeah, it says Cody. Okay, it's either Cody or Corey.
We're going to say it's Cody, because that's the way it is. It's Cody, C-O-D-Y.
Ooh. Well, partner, that one's in your ballpark.
No, that's an E. E5.
Luis Perez playing real tight, as I told you. He plays real tight third base over there, trying to rob that line or keep that line away. And he did a great job trying to get it. But
Steve Hooks is the batter, the pitcher for the Crabbers. There's a line drive in the hole to left field. Base hit. So the Crabbers' bats are coming alive.
And it shows you how that pickoff's going to hurt. They had the bases loaded, or
they had a run
if they hadn't had that pickoff.
Cody Seals, the shortstop, number 8 now, will bat. He hit into a fielder's choice back in the first inning.
One of the men you want up here, though, when you've got runners on the bases. He's second leading hitter on the team. So you look for him to move people around and hopefully get the runners in scoring position in.
Low, that should advance both players, and it does.
Well, now that gives Hampton a real good opportunity here. It looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner, number 13 for the Hampton Crabbers going in, and that looks like Keon Clanton, number 13. He'll go in for Hucks as a courtesy runner.
1-0's the count. There's one down here in the top of the third inning. Crabbers, that's going to score 2 runs there. That's a shot in the gap. And, well, at least one run's going to score. The runner at second held up. So coming in to score is Cannell.
That might have been a little bit of inexperience there.
Cody Seals will reach first with a base hit, so that's 3 base hits already in this inning. Crabbers are now on the board.
Line shot going there into the outfield. Looks like the runner on second base was waiting to make sure it wasn't caught, just to be on the safe side. When you're down by a couple of runs, you don't want to waste an out. So that was probably a good play on his part, especially if you got some good hitters coming up.
Crabbers now have runners at the corners. Seals at first and Hooks at third, and the batter is Jordan Edgar, the right fielder. Grounded out to the shortstop, and that's a line shot base hit. I'm not sure what the runner at third base was waiting on.
He went back and tagged. Okay.
But Hooks, the runner will come in and score as Edgar gets a base hit and an RBI.
The young Keon Clanton comes in after tagging up on the base hit to make sure he not caught there.
Patrick Kyle, the batter, number 18, third baseman, flew out to center field back in the second inning. Crabbers now have 2 on the board here in the top of the third as they trail 3-2.
And this is the Hampton RBI leader, Mike. I mean, 30 RBIs. You hear what I'm saying here? 30 RBIs here.
That's almost an average of 2 a game.
Yes, it is. And he doesn't have any in this game so far. The young man is hitting. Patrick Kyle. Another one of those guys we taught. I was in the dirt.
In the dirt.
Good eye.
1-1 is the count.
He's starting to go for that.
Yep. 1 down here in the top of the third inning. 3-2 Bethel out in front. Crabbers still threatening. Runners at first and second. Pitch to Kyle. Is a line shot down to third baseline, foul. He ripped that one.
He turned on it quick. He turned on it real quick. Got it down low on the bat. Ripped it right around. Times when you see a pitch coming in like that, you want it so bad, your hands speed up faster than you want to. You get too much whip in the bat. Patience and waiting.
Curveball here.
What's the count? 1-2.
All 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Try to get him fishing.
Yeah. Yeah. Make him put the power into hitting. I mean, this guy's your RBI guy. You don't want to help him out by putting some giddy up on the ball. You want to slow it down right about here. Yep.
It was. Low and inside. Ball 2. 2-2. 1 down here in the top of the third inning. Out battling.
I might look for another curveball. Down. Keep it down. You're looking for the double play.
Ooh, threw that one up, way up.
I don't think that's where he wanted to throw it, though.
Full count, runners at first and second. 1 down. Think Danny will have them going?
He might. You know how Hampton plays. Pressure the other team. Make them make mistakes. Anything's possible, but
not going. There's a line shot down the left field line. This one's deep. This one might have been gone. I can't tell from where I'm sitting.
Well,
did it go out?
It was foul.
Yeah, it was foul, but I believe it went out. That was a shot. That's twice now he's got around on the ball. So got another batter here that's really battling for the Crabbers.
Sakari Cook's got to come in with his best pitch right here and get this batter.
Line, oh man, he had him just frozen right there on a fastball. First strikeout of the game too, by the way. 2 down now. That's going to bring up John Jakowski, the catcher. First and third. First baseman now playing off the bag.
Whoa.
Double steal. And both runners are safe as a throw was never made.
Well, Ortiz looked like he was just kind of tied up back there on that pitch. Didn't know quite what to do with it. Both runners, I think, surprised everybody. But you know, when you play Hampton, you can't be surprised by that because that's the way
Not
they
sure
play.
what the first pitch was. Didn't see the call, whether it was a ball or a strike. That's fouled out of play down the right field line.
Looks like they have 1 strike up there.
Been 2 pitches, so I'm waiting for the plate umpire to tell us what it is. It looks like it's 1-1.
1-1.
Got him on that slow curveball.
Yeah, tied him up inside. So he's Dakari Cook ahead in the count right here. Jakowski, the catcher, with a chance to put Hampton ahead.
Hanging in there as he fouls that one back behind the third base dugout.
Confidence, nobody better here. Come on.
It is Tuesday, May the 3rd, 2011, and folks, you're watching LSC live. Excuse me, not live. You're watching us on TV, Channel 48 or FiOS Channel 22.
Got a piece of that one, but the catcher held on for the third strike and 2 strikeouts in a row for the pitcher for the Bruins. That's the 3rd out of the inning, but the Crabbers were able to strike, get a couple of runs on the board.
So we had a
4
little bit
hits.
closer game now.
4 hits. There was 2 left on, so after 2.5, it's the Bethel Bruins 3 and the Hampton Crabbers 2.
For those of you that want to watch this game again, and even if you don't, it's still going to be on at these times, you can see it Thursday, May the 5th at 3 p.m., Friday, May the 6th at 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. You can see it Sunday, May the 8th at 2 p.m., and I love this time, at 2 a.m. on May the 9th, and Monday, May the 9th at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. So for those of you with Cox Channel 48, Verizon FiOS Channel 22, and for anybody who has the internet, of course, you can always go to the Hampton City School Systems website, click on WHCS, then click on the LSC logo in the right-hand side. A little screen will pop down, and you'll be able to see all the sports programs we show right there on your computer anywhere around the world. And it's just amazing at the number of people who will use the internet to follow our old sports programs from teams from the past, as well as the local teams that we show every single day. Great job done by Scotty Bowers and the staff here at LSC WHCS Hampton City Schools.
Well, leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Bruins, Ryan Huey will come up to bat again, as he was the player that was at the plate when Dakari Cook, or actually Ramel Reynolds, was picked off at first to end the 2nd inning. So Ryan Huey will lead it off for the Bruins here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Pretty curveball.
Yeah. That thing came in around the knees and then just boom, died. Nice. Now.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Sucked that one right on up,
That
didn't
was
he?
smooth. That was really smooth play on both parts. I tell you what, Connor Henderson just, excuse me, not Connor Henderson, Cody Seals just slid right over there. Like you said, Mike, he just, that ball just kind of, it looked so soft the way it went into his glove, and then over at first base, the good scoop by the first baseman, Kevin Matthews.
Perez up to bat now. He had a RBI sacrifice fly back in the first, scored the first runner of the game for the Bruins. Pitch is a little outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Bethel Bruins out in front, 3-2. Left that one up there a bit high.
You think?
Yep, 1-1.
Louis Perez came in batting .386 today, 3 homers, 17 RBIs. This kid just looks like a ball player.
Fouled that one straight back towards us.
Yep.
Two and 2 is the count. Hanging curveball is high. That's
Bucks is leaving a couple of pitches up here in this inning. Need to get that back down.
3-1 to count. Fastball caught the inside corner, and I tell you what, Perez don't think that was a good call. He's standing back there just shaking his head. Well, full count. He has to do it here. Ooh. A little high, ball 4.
I will say on that last pitch, not the last one there, ball 4 with Dylan, I don't think I'd have swung at it either.
With a runner at first and 1 down, that's going to bring up Connor Henderson, the shortstop for the Bruins.
Connor Henderson batting cleanup and playing shortstop today. Also pitches for the Bethel Bruins.
Pops this one up over the first base. And looks like the second baseman will take the pop up for the out. Perez will stay at first base. Bring up the designated hitter, Andrew Miller.
Is he the one that had a good at bat fouling off?
He had a double.
Single.
That's right, he's single. Henderson's the one that had a double.
Yeah, who's the one that had the
Miller's RBI single back in the first. Pitch is nice block by the catcher that time.
Don't rush it, kids. Settle down.
I think it was Miller. Two batters for Bethel had real good at bats last time, and I think Miller was one of them.
Mel Reynolds down there in the number 8 slots, the one that had all those foul balls off. He ended up with a walk. That's in there for a strike. Nice fastball. Reynolds is the one that fouled off about 4 or 5 in a row. Held that one off down here by right underneath of him.
Tried to climb the fence and get out. Couldn't do it. But that's okay.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, according to the clock, it's what, 5:24? Notice they had a clock out there on the board. Unless that's the 5th quarter, 24 seconds left to go.
And the catcher setting up high for that one, and that's where the pitch was. 2-2 is the count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Andrew Miller, the batter. RBI single back in the first. That one's fouled back out of play. A ball to the 3rd baseman. Got a bad hop, and everybody's going to be safe. Oh, no, he actually got him at first.
Well, that was a nice recovery by the 3rd baseman, Patrick Kyle. As he knocks that ball down and is able to get it up and whip it over to first base to beat Andrew Miller for the out. Here's the play. You can see the ball knocked down by the 3rd baseman, Kyle. He stays with it, picks it up, and fires it very quickly. Just does nip Andrew Miller at first base for that final out. Great play.
So for the Bruins in the 3rd inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and there was 1 left. So at the end of 3 complete here at Bethel High School. The Bruins out in front of the Hampton Crabbers, 3-2 as we get ready to start the top of the 4th inning.
There you see some of the crowd here around the field at Bethel High School in Hampton. Out on a nice day to watch their friends and family as Hampton Crabbers take on Bethel's Bruins here at Bruin Field. May the 3rd, 2011, on a windy day that's kind of hot. There's Gene. Hey, Gene. Gene, can you see me wave, Bubba? There you go. Gene Wheeler, one of the hard-working guys around the station. Where's Don? Don's on camera? Don's on camera. Look at that. Is Don in the truck? I can't see from the shade here. Well, let's not tell him he's on. Just don't let him know that we're saying anything to him and let him keep waving.
All right, Kevin Matthews will lead it off, the first baseman for the Crabbers here in the top of the 4th inning.
Who decided to let Don out of the truck?
Somebody forgot to lock the door. Kevin singled back in the 2nd inning, so he's 1 for 1. That one's in there for a call strike. 1-1 is the count.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Edgars are in the house. Olivia should be somewhere. No, Olivia is not coming. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. All the build-up I gave you about Olivia being here, and she's not here. My girlfriend is not here. She's sleeping.
That one's in the dirt. 3-1 is the count.
Jordan Edgar's little sister, Olivia, is at home asleep. She is not going to be coming to the ballpark. She is just the cutest little thing in the world.
That one called strike. Full count, 3-2.
Kevin didn't let you see that, Kevin? Yeah, it was outside.
It looked like to me like from here it was right down the middle of the plate. Matthews will advance the first with a walk to lead it off here in the 4th.
Well, Kevin, there you go. Twice now you've been on base here in the TV game, and we always talked about this in 6th grade. You said you were going to be there. You're right.
And Finio
According to Danny, Anfione de los Santos.
Anfione de los Santos.
The question is, I'm going to take Danny's word. Yes, I am.
Rounded out to the 3rd baseman back in the 2nd. Squares around the bunt, pulls it back, almost hits him in the face. High and tight. 1-0 is the count.
Well, that's what a pitcher's going to do, though. If you turn around quickly like that, they're going to throw the ball up in the air. No matter where the pitch was called, it's going to be up because they want you to pop it up. That's an automatic there.
Nice bunt right down the first base line. First baseman comes in and makes the play. Advancing over to 2nd, though, is Matthews, as he will be sacrificed over by Del Santos.
Yeah. Tyler Jordan, the first baseman for Phoebus, does a real good job. Good footwork there as he gets in quickly. The bunt gets down, but right there, the speedy Tyler Jordan picks it up. Rather than throw back to first, he just makes the tag and checks the runner at 2nd base.
C.J. Graves up now. He singled in the 3rd inning with a runner at 2nd base now. A little slow curveball in the dirt. 1-0.
Hampton with a runner in scoring position now. We'll see what they do with this. It wouldn't put past me to see Danny send that runner to 3rd base to try and get him 90 feet closer.
There's a ground ball right up the middle into center field. And here comes Matthews in to score. Ball from center field is high. So Matthews gets down and safe. Graves will end up at 2nd on the play. Give him an RBI. And Graves is 2 for 2 with an RBI now. As the Crabbers tied up 3-3 with 1 down. That's going to bring up Cody Cannell, 2nd baseman for the Crabbers. Another runner in scoring position as advancing down to 2nd is Graves on the throw to the plate.
And he had his runner, Kevin, running on that one. But I'll tell you what, a good throw would have made that close.
Oh, if that ball had been down to the catcher, he was dead.
Yeah.
I mean, he had him beat by 3 or 4 steps.
But that's Hampton ball, I guess, when you think about
Make
Danny
them make the
Mitchell.
play.
He's going to force you to make the good throw, and if
That's
you
right.
don't, he's going to take advantage of it and score, and that's what he did. Whoa.
There's a line shot down the third base line.
There he goes again.
And here comes the runner around to score.
This time that runner's got speed.
As Graves comes in, and now the Crabbers will take the lead 4-3 here in the 4th inning as Cannell knocks in an RBI single. Timeout is called now as the coaches decide they want to go out and have a chat with the pitcher. Speaking of pitcher, that's the next batter for the Crabbers pitcher, Steve Hucks.
And he's done all right today. He walks first time up, singled and scored the second time. But as you said in the last inning, partner, they're starting to hit the ball a little bit as we watch this last hit. Maybe. As we see the breakup on the mound, and the Bruins are ready to go. Steve Mengy, the coach of the Bethel Bruins, used to play ball himself. Real good pitcher and a really nice man. Brother over at Kickotan High School, 2 great kids. Steve himself, a very polished young pitcher. Probably can still get out on the mound and bring it. That was a stretch of a swing.
Yeah, it was. It looked like it was almost like a changeup.
Trying to figure out what was going on there.
I believe he was around before the ball got there.
Yes.
It's fouled straight back. 0-2 now is the count. Still 1 down in the 4th inning of play here.
Ari Cook getting ahead on the batter here. This is one of the situations where I think Hucks needed to be just a little bit more patient here.
Nice catch there, Tom. That'll keep that runner from going. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cannell down at first base with an RBI single. Takes the lead for the Crabbers. 4-3 now is the score. So wing and a miss as Hucks will be out number 2 with the strikeout. That's going to bring up Cody Seals, shortstop for the Crabbers. 1 for 2. Sacrifice, had a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning, and he had a base hit in the 3rd inning.
Picked up an RBI with that base hit. Cody's still hitting over 400.
1 for 2 today. Little fly ball to right field. Right fielder comes in, makes the play. Out number 3.
Well, after getting in some trouble in that inning, Dakari Cook settles down and he's able to get the last 2 outs very quickly there. But in that inning,
now the Crabbers will score 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, and there was 1 left. So after 3.5, the Crabbers take the lead 4-3 over the Bethel Bruins.
So we have a lead change in the 4th inning here, May the 3rd, 2011 at Bethel High School on LSC. Cox Channel 48, Files Channel 22, where the Bethel Bruins had jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the 1st inning. The Hampton Crabbers have begun to come back. They scored 2 runs in the 3rd and 4th, and they're out in front 4-3. Blustery
Get
day.
ready to come in here now at the bottom of the 4th inning. That's going to bring up Tyler Jordan as he will lead it off for the Bruins.
You know what kind of day this is? It's a Winnie the Pooh day. A blustery day.
The Jordan, Hudgens, and Reynolds
Know what to do.
to bat here to start it off for the Bruins.
Jordan, the young man that made that nice play on the bunt in the last inning. Plays first base. He was hitting .333 coming into today's game, and he's 1 for 1 with an RBI, so he's done nothing but make that average go up in the right direction.
Like a little bit low on that one.
As my partner shakes his head over here. I tell you, sometimes, folks, we just look at each other.
Now that looked like a pretty pitch. Oh, he called it a strike. 0-2 is the count.
Thought he was going to leave that one in there inside, but he didn't.
A waste pitch here now. Don't want to give him nothing. He sets up way outside and gets the call. So Jordan starts off with a strikeout. That's going to bring up Nate Hudgens, right fielder, number 7. Flied out to center field back in the first inning.
Tell you, Mike, getting a lead can change your whole philosophy about pitching out there. And right now, Hucks, which is going straight after the batter, he's got the lead and he knows it. It's all in where your team is. When you're behind, when you're ahead, changes the way you throw, where you throw, and how you throw.
Well, this umpire is definitely a low pitch. Ball strike, I'll tell you. They're 1-1 now is the count. Are you shaking your head in agreement? Nice curveball. And he gets a strike on that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hudgens the batter. Swing and miss. Nice fastball. 2 straight strikeouts now for the Crabbers. Hucks has come alive out there on the mound full.
Yeah, he has. He's not going with that waste pitch. He's going with that, here's the out pitch.
Ramel Reynolds now the left fielder for the Bruins. Base on balls back in the second inning, so no official bats yet.
Come on, Mel, put the pressure on, kid. Let's go now.
Looks like a different pitcher here.
This inning so far, he does. There you go. You saw what Ramel was starting to do, though, didn't you? When there's a momentum change and where there's a pitch change, when something is different, then you've got to do something different. He started to square around. Let's see if he does that again. Nope.
Ground ball in the hole and through for the base hit. So Reynolds will pick up his first hit of the game.
Nice
That's
job.
going to bring up Josh Lavender.
I like what he did there by turning around on that previous pitch, letting the pitcher know that, hey, okay, we know that all of a sudden you're getting it in there, but we're going to try and change this game again. I like what he did there, and then he got the pitch that he was looking for, was able to line that right into the hole for a base hit.
Number 9 hitter now for the Bruins. 2 down, runner at first. Now let's see. Back in the second inning, Reynolds was picked off over there.
Yes, he was. 2 outs right now, so he needs to stay close.
He's got a big lead out there, I'll tell you. High pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1 is the count. And I'll tell you what, if Reynolds gets any more off than he is now, they're going to go after him again.
It is. Well,
He's got a good, healthy.
It's a decent lead, but it's not.
Got about a 10-foot lead over there.
There you go, Nick. There you go. Welcome, baby. Welcome.
He's getting down. He's getting dirty. He's going to force it.
He got dirty back in the second inning, too.
You're mean.
Let's see what Lavender can do here. And as Josh lined out to the pitcher. Here's a ground ball right up the middle.
Ooh. Ooh. Like that?
Well,
Did you like that?
they gave him a base hit on the play.
Yes, he did.
Going over to second is Reynolds, so you got runners at first and second with 2 down. That's going to bring up the leadoff batter, Barry Cook.
That was an interesting one.
Not sure whether he was safe. From where I was at, I couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell either, but it was an interesting call by the umpire as he started to call out and then
He
called
did.
it safe.
He got ready to throw that arm up, and he just kind of slinged it right on back down. As Cook chases a curveball outside.
I couldn't see. There was the replay, and I really couldn't tell from my position with the sun here as it went through there. But for you guys on TV, you saw it. We saw it. Bottom line is he's safe at first base.
Curveball line shot into the gap between center field and right field. Coming around to tie the score for the Bruins is Ramel Reynolds, as Cook will go to second on the base hit on the throw, and Lavender will end up at third base. So with runners at second, third, and the Bruins tied up now here in the bottom of the fourth inning. That's going to bring up Ryan Huey, second baseman.
Nice sharp smack by Dakari Cook, the West Point bound valedictorian for the Bethel Bruins, driving in the RBI to tie the game. There's no question he was going to be at second base when that ball was coming in. And there was no question Ramel was going to score with the speed he has. The only question was, would they hold Lavender at third, and they did.
Well, he was coming from first base, too.
2 out. If he's got any speed, I might be brave, especially on that throw.
Tied it up, and the inning is still going.
That's right. That's why I'm sitting back here, and the coaches are out there. Because we'd have been back in the dugout if it had been me.
Huey is 0 for 2 as he grounded out to the pitcher in the first inning, and back to the shortstop in the third inning.
Whoa.
That was an excuse me swing. Got a piece of the ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Hucks now has the advantage. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter. 2 down, runners at second, third. Got 2 runners in scoring position here. A nice little base hit will give the Bruins a possible 2-run lead. Pitch was a little high, and that's the one he wanted for him, too. 2-2 is the count. There's a line shot to right field, base hit. At least 1 scores.
Oh, no. With Dakari, 2.
All righty. Cook comes in to score. And Lavender comes in to score. That's 3 runs now as the Bruins are back out in front by 2. 6-4.
Watch, Dakari Cook's just got some great speed, and when Ryan Huey drills this thing, this is a line drive into right field. He's hitting it behind the runners. You know that Dakari Cook is going to score from second base with not 1 problem at all.
So Huey gets a single and 2 RBIs on the play, and that gives the Bruins a 6-4 lead. With a runner at first and 2 out now, it's Luis Perez. Perez had a sacrifice back in the first inning and a base on balls in the third, so he's looking for his first hit today.
He is, and this is a .386 hitter with 3 home runs, 17, now 18 RBIs, a .682 slugging average. You're looking for him to get back in here if you're the Bethel Bruin fan.
Ooh.
My partner is just having a cringe day over here, folks, a cringe day.
The Hampton catcher's catching the ball on the dirt outside the plate. Now, do you agree? Come on now. And he set up about a foot outside that time.
You were waiting for him to
I
call
was
that
waiting
one
for him
strike
to pull a hook on that one. 1-2.
That's what I'm talking about.
The word would be none.
One more time. Let's go.
Ooh.
Almost had him leaning, didn't he?
Yes, he did. I don't think he was paying attention, though. There was kind of a quiet lull on the field there for a moment, and boom, they almost caught him. Almost caught him.
1 ball, 2 strike pitch.
It's like being on a golf course sometimes. Hey, he was going last pitch as he goes now.
Pitch is outside, and Huey will steal second. 2-2 is the count. Another runner in scoring position for the Bruins. With the speed Huey, if Perez can get a base hit, he'll score easily. There's the base hit right up the middle.
Steve Mengy wheeling him along. It's not going to be a question, not even going to be a throw. They'll bring that one right into second base to hold the runner at first.
So the stolen base pays off as Perez gets a base hit and another RBI. That's 2 for him today.
And there's the hit the Bruin fans were looking for Perez.
Connor Henderson will bat now as he is 1 for 2. Had a double back in the first and scored. Flew out to the second baseman, or popped out to the second baseman. Back in the third. 7-4 now as the Bruins have that 3-run lead again.
Big inning here for the Bethel Bruins in the fourth. Look for Connor Henderson to try and unload on something. He gets the pitch, you're going to see him turn on it. Hucks is going to have to keep it down. You're looking for that third out to get out of the inning. You want to get back in the dugout and get your sticks back up at the plate, get some more runs, because you were hot last inning as well. So we'll see what happens here.
Foul ball down third baseline.
Nice attempted stop by Bethel's coach, Steve Mengy, as he makes the error down there. Catch that ball.
That's why he's coaching now. I'm still trying to figure out why there's water and dirt out there. That's the practice football field, folks. And so far, I guess they've planted the grass, but all it is dirt right now.
Wow.
It's kind of funny looking. That's a pretty pitch right there.
I guess you got to do something. I mean, all the construction around here over the past year or so has really
I think
up a lot.
I think the football field's actually been practicing on the outfield grass here.
I don't know. Don't get down here enough.
Pitch was in there for a strike. 2-2 is the count. 2 down. Runners at first.
Hope they haven't been practicing at all recently. He was ready. He was loaded for that one, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was
you could tell.
That was a pitch that was been called strike on more than one occasion today, but not that one.
Let's see what happens here.
Full count. Runner should be going. 2 down. There he goes. Swing and a miss.
Nice.
As Henderson goes down swinging, put a third out. Bruins scored 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and there was 1 left on. So at the end of 4 complete innings of play, the Bruins back up by 3 now by a score of 7-4. And stay tuned. We will be right back here at Bethel, as the score is the Bethel Bruins 7, the Hampton Crabbers 4. Number 8.
Last name is Benner. And the first name is Ian, it looks like. Ian Benner. I could swear I taught an Ian Benner. I could probably swear I've taught a lot of people as long as I've been in this school system now. But, yeah.
Dakari,
I believe I did teach Ian Benner.
Dakari Cook's day for the Bruins is gone for the day, as we now go to the top of the 5th inning. And the Bruins out in front 7-4. Leading off the top of the 5th for the Crabbers is going to be number 6, Jordan Edgar, the right fielder.
Do you see Dakari Cook anywhere out in the field, or do you think this is a straight?
Catch it? Yeah.
That was an adventure with the wind out there, wasn't it?
I'll say Edgar goes down for the first out on the first pitch.
And Nate Hudgens out in right field trying to corral that one down with the wind taking it every which way, but where he wanted it to be. But he finally gets it.
Patrick Kyle is the batter now for the Crabbers, number 18. That one's in there for a strike.
Patrick Kyle had a nice at-bat last time. Unfortunately, ended up striking out, but he had a lot of balls that he was pulling to the left.
He was able to stroke out in center field for a base hit.
Yeah, but if you notice, even on that one, he got that one down on the handle, just like he did with those ones he pulled earlier today. But that one went in there for a base hit.
He's 1 for 3 in the game, and that's going to bring up John Jakowski, the catcher. Played a whale of a game behind the plate today.
Yes, he has. Like I say, good kid, 3.3 GPA, smart young man. But then most catchers are, aren't they? I mean, they're the ones that are back there. They kind of are the quarterbacks of the baseball team. They set things up. They run it. They're in control. Ooh.
There's a shot.
Whoa! Oh,
nice defensive play right there by the second baseman.
That is Cody Cannell. Excuse me. I'm sorry. That is Ryan Huey, who just, I tell you what, that's a play right there, Mike. If we see that one on a replay, and here it comes, that was a hard line shot. We both thought it was going through. Huey leaps up and knocks that one down.
And then has enough to go after the ball and actually get the throw out.
Yeah, the presence of mind to realize, hey, this guy on first base probably thinks I caught this. I haven't. I've got an easy force play, and he did. Super young play out there, Mr. Ryan Huey.
Kevin Matthews now the batter for the Grabbers. That one's in there for a strike. So down at first base is Jakowski after the line drive off the glove of the second baseman. Before it gets the force out at second, the fielder's choice.
You go home and you think, I hit that ball hard.
Yeah, he did.
There's that young man Perez over there at third base. It's just, he's a vacuum cleaner over there, Mike. I tell you what, he's a vacuum cleaner.
The Crabbers go down in the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit. 1 left. It's at the 4.5. The Crabbers trail the Bethel Bruins 7-4.
So what do you think, partner?
Good ball game. Quite a bit different from the one we had last Friday, huh?
Yes, it is. Yes,
that was a fast game last Friday.
Yeah, it was very fast. But this one's been very good. Hits are spread out, some good pitching, some interesting calls, some interesting plays in the field, some very good plays. The wind has made it fun to watch. Fielders have made some slick fielding plays, some good throws, some excellent speed.
Let's see, leading off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Bethel Bruins should be number 20, Andrew Miller. He is the DH.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is May the 3rd, 2011, and we're here at Bethel High School at Bruin Park. Bethel High School, to me, it's what I call one of the newer high schools. It hasn't been around as long as I have. It's a beautiful place. The field is wonderful, always has been. They've done a lot of work on this field over the years. There were some water problems in the beginning, and they've pretty much cured those. You look out there during the telecast of the game.
Yeah, Ray Smith was here, and I believe he's going to get us some water.
The athletic director. Was that him right behind us a few minutes ago?
No, he's going to get us some water.
Dog? Bring me a hot dog, Ray. Bring me Ray Smith. We've known him for a long time. But he's just done a super job here with the athletics at Bethel High School, and I'm real impressed with all of the athletic fields and areas around here at Bethel High.
And Miller's batting, and I think Hux may have hurt himself a little bit on that last pitch. You see him he was grabbing his throat area. Foul ball out of play. That'll even count at 1-1. Stepped off the rubber, went back behind, and kind of turned around. Which
is that working?
I believe it is. There's a pop up down the first base line. Let's see if it stays in play, as it does.
It was out of play. Then it was in
actually
play.
Carried it back in, so Miller will pop out to the first baseman and out number 1. Bring up Tyler Jordan, first baseman number 4. Hey guys, does this microphone up here work?
Big swing.
Nice swing and a miss. Jordan had a base hit in the first and an RBI and struck out back in the fourth, so he's 1 for 2.
And made a nice play on a bunt on the field as well.
It's just high. Inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. If Ray Smith will be coming back over here in a couple of minutes, maybe we can have a word or two. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Scoops that up and a shot right over to first base for the out. Number 2.
You notice how smooth Cody Seals is over the shortstop.
2 down now, brings up Nate Hudgens.
Man. Sorry for the little delay there, ladies and gentlemen. We were just speaking with Ray Smith, the athletic director for Bethel High School. I was going to try and get him on camera, but he's got to do something.
I think he's going to get you some water. I think he's going to get you some water.
Scotty says we can get him on there. We're going to try and get him on.
Pretty pitch.
That's the kind of breaking ball he's been looking for all day. That one just started up and dropped right down into the slot.
Here's a ground ball to the third baseman. A wicked hop. That'll eat him up, and Hudgens will end up with a base hit. Bring up Ramel Reynolds, the left fielder. Had a base on ball in the first inning, was picked off, had a base hit, and scored in the fourth inning.
Test, 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 test. Is this one picking up? Yeah, sounds like it.
High, ball 1.
Mel Reynolds, the young man that started off the last inning with a 2-out single that resulted in 4 runs for the Bethel Bruins. So it was his hit that kicked things off last inning. Here he is in a similar position.
Pretty pitch right there, right down the middle, looking at that one all the way in. 1-1 is the count. Oh, Frank finally showed up.
Did he?
Yeah, he's back over here sitting down.
Oh, there he is.
On the inside corner, strike 2.
It's the pitch that you like.
Yeah, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Not the one I like, is the one that the umpire behind the plate loves today. Timeout is called.
Got mouse game here, Mike. We got stare and time, stare and time. Huck's out there on the mound, staring down the batter.
Stare and time. That almost sounds like one of those line shot up the first base line. That one ate up the first baseman for the Crabbers, and on his way over to third base on the play is Hudgens.
Nice cut by the Crabbers there as Ramel Reynolds had his eyes on second base. Said if that ball goes through, I'm gone. And with his speed, he'd have been there.
Give Reynolds a base hit on now, and that was a shot.
Yeah, it's a wicked line drive. It's one of those spinners that just kind of flies off to the right, bites down in there. There's nothing you can do with that.
Josh Lavender now will be at the plate. He is 1 for 2. Had a line out to the pitcher back in the second and had a base hit and scored in the fourth. so he's 1 for 2. Runners at the corners now as the Bruins threatening to add to their lead. That was popped up back here behind us.
Ball as it goes further back. I think they're trying to tell me something in the truck, but that's okay. I'm going to ignore it.
Red vehicles also happen to attract a higher. 0-1 pitch. Curve ball down to third baseline, foul. 0-2 now as Hux is out in front. Wearing my old number.
You wore number 6?
10.
Oh, you wore number 10.
Hux.
Well, he's doing, Hux. Hux, I'm sorry. Thought you were talking about the batter.
Yep.
I was not number 10. I have no idea what number I was.
Oh, got him on a high fastball strikeout. So in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Bethel Bruins, no runs. There was 2 hits, and there were 2 left on. So after 5 complete, the Bethel Bruins are out in front by a score of 7-4.
As you enjoy your afternoon, evening, or morning watching this game on LSC, Cox Channel 48 and Verizon Fios Channel 22. We're showing these games on Thursday, May the 5th at 3 p.m., Friday, May the 6th at 8:30 a.m. and p.m., Sunday, May the 8th at 2 p.m. and 2 a.m., and Monday, May the 9th at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. And please remember, we show sports on LSC 24/7.
And Mr. Frank Edgar is on his way over here, so maybe we can have a chit-chat with him.
Frank Edgar, our
Hey, Frank.
statistician and partner during our football season. His young son, Jordan Edgar, batting cleanup, number 6, playing right field for the Hampton Crabbers today. The young man I was telling you about earlier today that I taught was just a young, spindly kid. And all of a sudden, Frank, he's out here and he's, 6'1", about 190?
He's grown a little bit, Eddie.
Yeah, he has. I'll tell you what, he looks like, but he's just a super nice young man anyway.
He had some good teachers in his past.
Well, I'm sure he did. I made sure that he got some as long as they were not in my class with him.
This is Infinio del Santos.
Infione.
I was right. And Fione. I
Known
was
as
right.
heavy.
That's what Danny was saying, but we didn't want to mention anything about that. But Anfione,
Now tell me, why do they call this young man heavy?
He's anything but.
That's right.
What a beautiful day for a ball game today.
Isn't it, though?
His wind has been giving some problems here and there. But, of course, the biggest problem today is that my girlfriend is not here. I understand she's home napping.
That's what I understand.
Frank, of course, Olivia is just a wonderful little girl. And she's cool. I like her.
Well, that's going to bring up C.J. Graves. Thank you.
And now we have over here the young man that I wanted to talk to earlier, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the athletic director for the Bethel High School Bruins.
Let me go find him.
Ray Smith.
Ground ball
Sorry
down the
about
first baseline is going to go foul.
And Ray, I wanted to ask you something. I've been watching baseball games for a long time, and I know you're watching them longer because you're about 20 years older than I am. But
At least.
I've always liked Bethel High School. To me, it's what I consider a new school. It has been for a long time, and you and I both know it's getting old. You had the disadvantage of a new school being built behind you. And as the athletic director, you're in charge of all the sporting fields. What kind of problems did you run into, in particular with the baseball field, if any, during the construction of the school? Because it looks wonderful out here. It doesn't look like anything has been damaged or deterred in any way at all. In fact, it looks the best it's looked in many, many years.
Well, thank you. They work real hard on it. The only real problem we have is when there's a lot of rain. The back school property is higher in elevation than ours, and so we tend to be a little wet down here.
So that just means a little bit of extra work for you guys in trying to drain the field.
Or stocking it with fish and using it as a fundraiser.
I can see why you have a little bit of wetness around here is because your practice football field is nothing but dirt and there's nowhere for the water to go.
Well, they're redoing the football field. They've recrowned it and sprigged it with Bermuda, and hopefully by August we'll have some grass out there.
Well, Graves gets a base hit as he is at first now. That's three hits in a row now for Graves.
Now, was the football field the main field that was affected by the building of the school back in this direction?
Well, when there's rain, it actually affects the baseball field probably worse.
Well, that's not too bad then. That's not too bad.
Yeah, didn't they move the softball field? It's different. It's oriented different, isn't it?
Reposition the softball field. And that's the outfield's come in real good on that, and we've got.
I believe I believe the home plate was over towards that area to the left before, wasn't it?
They hit this way.
Right.
And we got 2 new scoreboards, which makes it nice.
I thought that was a new scoreboard.
So he said that was a new scoreboard. I said, I don't remember. I said,
and 1
I
is
thought at one time. Now tell me I'm crazy. Wasn't there one out in this direction?
For baseball?
Yes.
Not as long as I've been here.
And you've been here forever.
That's the same spot.
That's the same
It's
one.
always been there,
Okay.
but that is an all-sport scoreboard, so we can use it for field hockey in the fall.
Okay, so you play field hockey on this
Yes,
on the baseball
in
field
the
here.
outfield.
Have you thought about an area where you could have a field hockey? I mean, many schools use the football field to the practice field, but I know that the football team doesn't like that to happen. But
the auxiliary field on the other side of the football field is ours to use. But if we use it for field hockey games, then we don't have scoreboard and we don't have electricity over there. So we're probably going to use it to practice, use this to play only, and then of course we use it in the spring for our soccer teams to practice on.
it's great. Well, Ray, you've done a really good job. Like I said, I've always thought Bethel's baseball field was pretty neat looking anyway, and I like the way everything's set up here. You've done a good job. You've been here for how many years now? I hate to put an onus on that, but I've known you for a long time.
I think this is my 18th year.
18th year. It's about how long I've been teaching.
Do you know how long this grass has been? The infield grass has been at this field.
This year?
No. When do you have any idea when the grass was actually put into this field?
I think probably as long back as when I was coaching baseball at Phoebus, because some of my best wins were against Skip Bouchard.
Canal gets a base hit. That'll put Graves at second. The reason I asked that is because back in the middle 70s, I managed a senior league baseball team over here at Northampton. And one of our deals with Bethel High School was to put the grass in. So our senior league actually played on this field and put the grass in for the school. That was back in the 70s.
Ray, I know you've got a lot to do, but I do want to talk real quickly and ask you one more question about a particular player on the Bethel Bruin baseball team. Of course, someone we're very proud of, and as City Hampton, of course, should be very proud too, and that would be Dakari.
Yeah.
Here's a young man, Ray. You were an athlete. You're an athletic director. He's the valedictorian.
Yes, I love it.
What does this say about student athletes in the city of Hampton?
That they work hard in the classroom too. We had a girl that played softball here probably 4 years ago. Jenna Ryan, she was
Yes.
valedictorian.
Speaks well
Yep.
for Hampton, speaks well for Bethel,
Yes, sir.
speaks well for the sports program here. And ladies and gentlemen, the sports athletic director, Mr. Ray Smith, who's doing a fine job out
Thank you.
here.
I got to go back over there and get fired up.
Hey, Ray, thank you. Appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen.
As the Hampton Crabbers, while we were talking, has really exploded here. 3 straight base hits. As Graves comes around to score, Hucks gets the RBI single, and moving over to third base is Cody Connell, who had the base hit a little while ago.
So we've got a tight ball game here.
It's now 7-5 with runners on the corners
And
and one out.
That was a nice chance to talk to the athletic director here at Bethel High School, get a little inside information on the fields and a few of the problems that they dealt with building the school and how they've rearranged some things, and to see how they feel about that young man in center field, Dakari Cook, valedictorian at Bethel High School, who's going to West Point. I just think that's unbelievable. Good friend of mine, Pat Armstrong, attended that academy.
Cody Seals now the batter with one out. Runners at the corners. Over at first base is Steve Hooks. At third base is Cody Cannell. 7-5 is the score, and the Crabbers threatening here. And there's a shot through the gap. Another run will score. Stopping at second base on the play is Hooks, and another base hit and an RBI by Cody Seals. Cuts the lead down to 1. 7-6 now.
And I guess at some point here, I'm going to have to catch up with you there, partner. Where'd you start?
Right here.
Start down here?
Yeah.
With a little 1-3.
Yep. And then a base hit.
Single.
And he scored.
And then you jump to another single?
Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4 straight base hits.
Right. So Graves scored.
And Jordan Edgar is now the batter.
Cody Cannell scored.
Right.
Hux is on third.
Hux is on second.
Hux is on second.
And Seals is on first. Now that they're caught up, we have Jordan Edgar batting. Edgar so far in the game is 1 for 3. Grounded out to the shortstop in the first, had a base hit in the third, and flew out to right field. There's a double steal, and there's nobody covering the bag, so now the Crabbers have runners at second and third. Both runners now in scoring position, and the count is 2-0 to Jordan Edgar, with a chance to give the Crabbers the lead with a base hit.
Danny Mitchell working that magic again.
As the Bethel infield now comes in. And that might be a wrong thing to do with Jordan up there, because he can hit the ball hard.
Yes, he can. But you're trying to protect that one-run lead. You're in the 6th inning right now, and
now
you don't want any more runs to score.
3-0 is the count. One down. Right down the middle as he was looking all the way.
I'll tell you what, if I were him, I'd be locked in right now looking for something to drive.
Puts it low and a ball 4.
And that's probably not a bad thing right there. That's going to set up a possible double play that'll allow them to pull back in the middle if they so decide. Infielders are checking with Mingy right now. Looks like the second baseman's dropping back to the dirt. He's still going to play in, though.
Bases loaded, one down. Patrick Kyle, the batter, flew out to center field in the first, struck out in the second, had a base hit, and was thrown out at second base back in the 5th. So he's 1 for 3. That one's fouled off back to the right out of play. So both of these two teams just battling each other hard.
Now here's a guy that's flied out to center, struck out, and singled. So I think Mingy's doing the right thing by not playing back, because he hasn't put the ball on the ground to where they can get a double play, so you might as well play in.
0-2 is the count, so the Bruin pitcher's out in front here. Fine inside. A little bit of a waste pitch.
Ian Benner, the pitcher for the Bethel Bruins, number 8. Tall right-hander out on the mound.
That one's fouled off here at the plate. Good call. Not sure why he threw the ball out.
Didn't want it,
I guess.
I'm guessing that's what happened. I'm not sure.
And we talked about all the baseballs that are used in the professional league.
Yeah.
It's almost a new ball for every pitch, you know? Oh, got him. Got him swinging on that slow inside pitch. Out number 2, so there's 2 down now. Bases still loaded. That's going to bring up John Jakowski, the catcher.
Big.
He lined out to the right fielder back in the second. He struck out in third and hit into a 4-6 fielder's choice in the 5th. So
big pitch, that last pitch by Ian Benner, as he just swings that little slow floater in there. And Kyle almost screwed himself into the ground trying to get around on that one.
Pitch is inside for a ball. So we're down to the nitty-gritty here. Bases are loaded still. 1-2 outs. The catcher for the Crabbers, John Jakowski, at the plate.
And we're growing the crowd. I'll tell you what, people are coming in from all
There's
over.
a ground ball to the second baseman, scoops that one up, and the Bruins get out of the inning with minimal damage. They bat 8 down there in that inning. They scored 2 runs on 4 hits. And they left the bases loaded. Here's a replay of that last out.
Just a nice, easy ground ball. Ian Benner's probably going, thank you. Just give me that pitcher's favorite. Yeah. And one of our fine members of the truck just made a nice comment about how the Yankees do that many, many times. Get the bases loaded and ground out. 7-6 our score here at Bethel High School on April the 3rd as we get a big wave from Susie Bowers. Susie's where? Is she over at third base?
She's on top of the truck on first base.
She's on first base. There you are. Hello, Susie girl.
As we get ready to go into the bottom of the 6th inning to play, the Bruins out in front 7-6. That's going to bring up, looks like Dakari Cook, the leadoff batter, should be starting this one off.
Let's see. That's what I got.
Cook is 2 for 3, a couple of singles.
Done quite a bit today, hasn't he?
He did a pretty good job pitching too.
Yes.
Had a 3-run lead, and they decided to make a change, and now the Bruins holding on to a 1-run lead here, 7-6. See if the Bruins can add to their 1-run lead before we go into the 7th, as we play 7 innings here in high school.
And we still have Mr. Hucks on the mound. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right.
Hucks has done a pretty good job.
Yes, he has.
So Dakari Cook leads it off here for the Bruins. Pitch is low, ball 1. Ooh, shot to the shortstop, scoops it up, and does get him at the bag.
Smooth as silk over there is Connor Henderson all day long. He has soft hands, very soft hands.
Ryan Huey will come up now to second baseman.
Watch this. Watch this play. He does. Guys, give me. Now, good smooth play. Look at that nice scoop by the first baseman, Kevin Matthews.
Ryan Huey, the batter, he grounded out to the first baseman back in the first inning. Grounded out to the shortstop in the third. Had a base hit and 2 RBIs back in the fourth. 1 for 3 on the day.
And I apologize. I may have called the shortstop Connor Henderson. That was Cody Seals out there. We've been getting good plays from both of them, but that was the Hampton shortstop, Cody Seals, with the soft hands, and Kevin Matthews with the good pick over there. I've just been impressed with those. He just guides the ball right into him. And
there's a pitch that's right down the middle of the plate. 2-1 now to count. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So is that Steve Fryer out in center field on the camera standing on top of that truck?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, camera crew's doing a good job today, along with the rest of the guys and girls, ladies.
It's a long way out in center field, probably about 350 feet.
2-2 to count and the pitch. Fouled straight back, and the count remains the same.
Look at that. That's a nice shot. We always get good shots from our center field camera. Right off the left shoulder of the pitcher if he's a right-hander. And off the left shoulder of the left-hander, too. But
got him swinging.
oh, Jakowski liked that one, didn't he?
He did.
All right.
2 down now. That's going to bring up Luis Perez, third baseman. Flew out to the right fielder, got a sacrifice RBI out of it in the first, had a base on balls in the third, had a single and an RBI in the fourth. So he is 1 for 2 officially.
With 2 RBIs, I mean, he's totaled 19 for the year.
Correct. Pitch a little off the plate, ball 1. That was fouled straight back here.
You're going to have to catch those when they come back here like this.
No, that's the reason why they put a fence in front of us.
Quit letting them hit the fence.
1-1's the count. That one fouled right up into his face.
Yeah. That was right down in there in the dirt. He picked that one up and bounced it up. That's the kind of pitch Vladimir. Uh-oh. I smell hot dogs.
Yeah, they kind of wait till the 7th inning to start cooking hot dogs. Go figure.
Man.
I guess they're planning on feeding the team after the game. Let's keep an eye on Steve Hucks out on the mound and see if he flinches a little bit when he
Keep
throws.
your eye on him. I'm going to keep my nose on the hot dogs.
Ooh, he didn't miss that one, by the
people over
way.
here eating hot dogs.
2-2 is the count. He looked okay on that one. I'll tell you what, that was a good pitch right there. I think Hucks wanted that one himself. Setting up outside is Jakowski. That one's fouled off back here to the left and out of play. There's a routine fly ball to center field. And the out. Third out of the inning for the Bethel Bruins. No hits, no runs, no errors by the Crabbers. Nobody left on. That's the first 1-2-3 inning I believe they've had.
In a while.
Well, since the second.
Yeah, it is.
So we have completed 6 innings of play here. The Bruins lead the Hampton Crabbers by a score of 7-6. See what the Crabbers can keep this thing going. They need to score at least a run.
And the way today's game has been going, anything could happen. You're watching LSC, Cox Channel 48, Verizon Fios Channel 22. We're showing these games Thursday, May the 5th, 3 p.m., Friday, May the 6th, 8:30 a.m. and p.m., Sunday, May the 8th, 2 p.m. and 2 a.m. as we watch the replay of that last out to the center fielder, C.J. Graves, who puts it away for the third out to end that 6th inning. Our crew today on the cameras, Susan Bowers, Gene Wheeler, and Steve Fryer. Graphics and animation, Mr. Andy Foley. Slow motion instant replay, Krista Campbell. Control camera operator, Renee Camden. The chief engineer, Don Scharouse. The director and producer, Scotty Bowers. I'm Paul Rowe, along with our partner, Mike Hauser, coming to you from Bethel High School's Bruin Field on a beautiful day, a blustery day, but a beautiful day for baseball, where we've had a really good time out here showcasing the talent that the Hampton City schools, high schools have in their athletes in the sport of baseball. Beesball.
Kevin Matthews will lead it off for the Crabbers here in the top of the 7th inning. Officially 1 for 2 as he had a base hit back in the 2nd, and he had a base on ball and scored in the 4th, and he grounded out to the third baseman back in the 5th. So he's 1 for 2 officially. Kevin Matthews will start it off here in the top of the 7th inning. As the Crabbers need to score a run to keep this thing going. Otherwise, we will be going home soon.
We'll be packing it up. But you never know what's going to happen. You know, one thing I've noticed about some of these kids, Ian Benner and Kevin Matthews, John Jakowski, and those guys, they're a whole lot bigger than when I had them as a 6th graders.
Well, yeah, well, I would think so.
It just blows my mind. Lord.
Two and one now is the count. routine fly ball to left center field. Looks like the center fielder is going to get there in time to make the catch for out number 1.
Bringing you the sounds of spring, the sounds of baseball in a one-run game in the 7th inning here at Bruin Park at Bethel High.
Vinio de los Santos now will bat.
Anfione de los Santos.
Anfione.
Anfione de los Santos.
0 for 2 in the game with a sack.
I can't understand it. I'm like you. Heavy. He's anything but.
Anything but.
He's anything but heavy. It's interesting the way they get nicknames, isn't it?
Ground ball to the second baseman. Scoops it up and gets the out at first. That's going to be 2 out now. So the Crabbers are down to their last out here as C.J. Graves, 3 for 3 in the number 9 spot, will now bat. He has 3 singles, a couple RBIs. Let's see, 1 RBI. Scored twice.
He's had a game.
Yeah, don't forget, we got to have player of the game here.
He's had a game.
Which is in there for a strike.
Well, partner, you got the book. Let's see.
Well, this is mine right here.
Well, you took the easy one for that one. That's not fair.
I'm sorry.
That's not fair.
The Crabbers now 0-2 are down to the last strike here now. 0-2 on Graves. What do you think?
I think I'd have gone with something else, but that's okay. But no, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
But I'm looking over here now. You putting the pressure on me. You putting the pressure on me. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
I can see
Ground
that.
ball back to the
Not a
pitcher. This might
problem
do
at
it right
all.
here. And that'll do it here at Bethel High School. As a 1-2-3 inning by the Crabbers will give the Bethel Bruins a 7-6 final score. Good ball game all the way around. Back and forth, back and forth. Twice the Bruins got a 3-run lead, and the Crabbers battled back. Took a 1-run lead early on, and then gave up 4 runs in 1 inning to be down by 3, but they ended up not coming back far enough this time, as the final score was the Bethel Bruins 7 and the Hampton Crabbers 6. Player of the games. You want to go ahead and give Bethel's first?
Yeah, and it's going to sound silly since we've been talking about him all day, but you've got a young man that's a valedictorian at Bethel High School. He's going on to West Point, and today he gets a bunt single and scores in the first, pops out in the second. He singles, gets an RBI, and scores in the 3rd inning. He is 2 for 4 on the day. He's also the pitcher of record, I believe, as he started the game for the Bethel Bruins and won. And my pick for the Bethel Bruins player of the game today is Dakari Cook. And Mike, for
I believe
Hampton?
the Hampton Crabbers player of the game is going to go to C.J. Graves. The number 9 hitter on the team was 3 for 4 today, scored a couple of runs, had an RBI, played center field, made a couple of plays out in the field for the Crabbers, and he kind of stood out as the number 9 hitter on the team today.
He did that.
3 for 4, and he helped produce a couple of runs. So, job well done by C.J. Graves for the Crabbers.
Well, job well done by all these players out here today who all had a really good game and really made this game enjoyable for us to see, to watch, and to televise for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are once again. That'll end it for us today from Bethel High School's Bruin Field. We'd like to thank Bethel for having us out here today. I'm Paul Rowe.
And I'm Mike Hauser.
And we're LSC, bringing you all the sports all the time.
Again, the final score, the Bethel Bruins 7 and the Hampton Crabbers 6. So long, everyone.